Remember when kids used to walk to school? I mean, actually walk, with their little backpacks, their friends, a crossing guard at the corner, and mom or dad waving goodbye from the front porch. There was no GPS tracker on their phone. In fact, there were no cell phones. The school bus didn't stop at every single house on the street. The kids walked to the bus stop, or in some cases, all the way to school. And that was part of the adventure. And nobody was dialing 911 because a child was seen walking alone on the sidewalk. But today, it's a whole different world. Now the school bus practically stops at the front door because heaven forbid little Johnny walks an extra 50 feet. Parents are terrified to let their kids walk anywhere because we've created a culture of fear, lawsuits, and helicopter parenting. But let's be honest, there is more to fear today. Between predators, reckless drivers, and the general breakdown of public safety, many neighborhoods just aren't the same. But it's also a mindset that has taken hold, one where we've convinced ourselves that kids must be bubble wrapped from birth to 18. And in the process, we've robbed them of some of the simple joys of childhood, including that feeling of independence, that walk to school with friends, and learning how to navigate the world around them. I'll tell you what, if you had told my parents back in the 1960s or 70s that someday kids wouldn't be allowed to walk to school, they'd have laughed you out of the room or checked under your bed. Not for smut magazines, but for mind-altering drugs. But now, if you let your kid walk to school, you might get a visit from Child Protective Services just for trying it. Or worse, the police. And for the younger listeners, again, you've never even seen this world. You grew up thinking it was normal for kids to be chauffeured from door to door under constant surveillance. But for those of us who remember, it wasn't always this way. And frankly, it was better. I'm getting a little nostalgic, a little teary-eyed. But do you know what I'm getting a lot of? A great appreciation for the past. Maybe Ian Anderson was thinking about all the futures when his rock group, Jethro Tull, wrote that therapeutic song, Living in the Past.